How to let go and detach. My rule number one is to stop any sort of contact with the person. If they keep bothering you, if they keep sending you messages, if they keep showing up at your place, you have to block. I really don't like blocking people, but if they keep bothering you and that is what you need to do, you gotta do what you gotta do. So not try to stay in contact with that person, not try to entertain them anymore. If they cannot give you what you're looking for, if they cannot respect your boundaries, if they cannot show up for you in the right way, you have to fully remove them from your life, not be stalking their social media, not be anything, just fully cut off. Once you did that, you have to put all of your energy back into yourself. You've been giving so much of yourself into that sort of connection, either it's romantic or it's a friendship, doesn't matter. You've been putting your energy, you're giving your energy away to someone else, and now you have to give it all to yourself. If things didn't work out, it means that something wasn't satisfying you in the situation, and you don't necessarily need to find that in another person when you can give it to yourself. Usually we have a perception of a person and we idealize people and we give them what we want to receive back, and when they cannot give us what we expect them to give us, we get disappointed. But if you really think of it, you can find all that you're looking for in your own self. You can give it yourself. You don't really need anyone to give it to you, and you might have chose to give it to them and they couldn't reciprocate, and so you can just choose to give it to your own self, if you know what I mean. I know, especially the first couple of days, it's gonna be very hard to think clear about the situation. It's gonna take some time, but in a couple of days, maybe a week, your head is gonna be more clear, and then you can be taking some certain actions towards fully detaching yourself from the person, the situation. The first thing you need to understand is why the certain situation happened to you. What was it meant to teach you? What are you supposed to learn from this situation? Either it's a lesson of self-respect, of keeping your boundaries high, your standards high, not settling for less, not losing yourself in someone else. There can be so many different lessons that you need to learn. You have to figure it out for yourself, what that situation was teaching you. Is it your repeating lesson? Is it like a new lesson? Is it something that you need to fix in yourself so you can be a better partner for the partner that is truly meant for you and that is getting ready to come into your life? Or a friendship situation, you know what I mean. I think it's very important to keep reminding yourself of your own value and what good stuff have you been bringing into the situation, and focus on things that fulfill you. So doing your hobbies, doing anything you like to be doing would be great to kind of fill yourself up after, for example, not having someone in your life anymore, because we as humans can feel a little bit empty after something that used to be in our life is no longer present in there. So you need to fill that space with something else that you truly enjoy, and just switch all of your focus back into yourself, back into lifting your energy up and raising your vibration, while setting very strong boundaries with things that you can tolerate, not willing to tolerate, and people who cross those boundaries. If you are still in love with the person, and they treated you wrong, you just have to understand that your self-love for yourself should be always higher than love for someone who cannot love you the way you deserve, or who betrayed you, who hurt you. Self-love gotta come first. And then I think it's very important to focus on the healing of your traumas, new wounds, like how many of those we're gonna be creating, right? But I think it's very important to focus on healing, take things easy for yourself, take your time. You know, like you don't need to go and move on and detach the next day. You can take some time, a week, a month, 2 months, 3 months, and take your time to heal. But healing yourself and possibly forgiving someone else shouldn't mean that you gotta go back to them after, because you know, people take a very long time to change, only if they want to change. And the change isn't gonna happen overnight, it's not gonna happen over months either. Some people can take years to actually go and change themselves and their bad traits and habits. You shouldn't be doing it for someone else, but only for yourself. But if you keep staying in a contact with a person, that's gonna be pretty much impossible to move on and detach. If you're gonna keep stalking them, same thing, gonna be impossible to move on and detach. So it's very important to fully cut it off and take all the energy, all the power you're giving to someone else and put it back into yourself. Keep nurturing yourself, keep loving yourself, keep nourishing yourself, doing what you love. I also want to know that a lot of people like to escape to someone else, replace, find a rebound, but that usually leads to just more confusion and sadness if you're not healed. It depends on how deeply the situation affected you, hurt you, but if you're not healed and you're just like wanting to run away with someone else, that might actually backfire at you at first. So I think it's very important to dedicate some very good time to yourself first and heal, and then keep looking for what you're looking for. But if you do it like right away, that is not gonna be a good influence. You're not gonna be able to create anything healthy out of it. So it's good to take your time and actually detach from someone else first before you enter into a new situation. I hope you liked this video, I hope it was helpful. Let me know what you think about this topic. How can you move on and detach? What other tips do you have? And I will see you in the next one. Bye!